Hello there and welcome to Inspired by a Smile. My name is Christy and I'm going to be making an alien patch here today. I want to just thank you all for subscribing so far, and I do hope to get more subscribers in the future. If you don't want to miss any of my videos, just make sure you do hit the subscribe button if you are new to my channel. Also there are notifications as well, so if you click those all on, you will get notified when I make new videos. Alright, so if you're ready and have a hook and some yarn, let's get started. Okay, so we'll start with the head of the alien. You're going to make a chain of 4. And then you can stick the hook into the first chain of or whatever and slip stitch. And then slip stitch again. And you're going to do 9 half double crochets into the hole. That's not counting the first slip stitch, so do 9 in total. Okay, so now we're at the beginning of the 9. You're going to go into the first stitch and do 2 half double crochets, and then you can grab a stitch marker and then do 2 more in the next stitch, and then you're going to repeat that for the whole round, so 2 half double crochets in each stitch all the way around. I did forget to actually mention at the beginning, if you would like to check out my Patreon, it's $3 a month, and it's just set up as Tip the Artist if you would like to support me in that way. Other than that, my videos are all free. I just have that set up as an option. Okay, so this is where you want your alien's face to take shape. So you do one half double crochet in the stitch and then the next stitch after that. And then now I'm going to do the 1 half double crochet, but then I did the slip stitch and then do another half double crochet in the same hole. And now we're going to do 1 half double crochet and then one more in the next stitch. And that's going to start to form the face of the alien. From here you're going to just do a slip stitch and then one more slip stitch. And then just make an edge with single crochets all the way, almost all the way around, basically halfway around the head. You'll see where I stop. And then we're going to work more on the chin of the alien. Okay, so now you want that to, we're going to work on that chin in a second. So you can do the single crochets all the way up till we get to the chin. So you do half double crochet. That's where the two are in the same hole as well. And do a slip stitch and then do another half double crochet. And then you can continue with the single crochet up until you finish that row. Alright, now leave yourself a big enough piece of yarn so you could sew that onto something and you can fasten that off. I'm just going to pull that bit tighter now that we're done in the middle. Sew it through to the back. Just right through the center there. Poof, gone. That alien head is looking good. And the eyes are pretty easy to make as well. Just gonna chain 4. Sorry, that choking on my water. And then you slip stitch in the end of the chain and then slip stitch again. You're going to do 6 half double crochets into the circle. Okay, now you can slip stitch into the end of the 6 half double crochets, slip stitch again. You want to get that corner, how the alien has the corner in their eye, so you're going to do 1 half double crochet in the stitch, and then do a slip stitch and 1 more half double crochet in the same stitch as the other one. There we go. And then you can slip stitch into the side there, and you're done one eye. And just leave yourself enough room so you can sew that on. Also make sure your eye's not going to be too big. Mine's going to fit on perfectly. Alright, so I got that fastened off. So make 2 of those, and then we'll get ready to sew them on. Okay, here we go. You can take your stitch marker out. Make sure you have them placed where you would like them. Then you can sew the first eye on. Alright, so it's lined up nicely. You remember too, you can kind of shape it as you go while you're sewing, which is great. I do have it so that that point is facing into the face. You could have it either way, but I like it facing that way. And just sew in and out through the back because you're going to most likely use this as a patch. So, if not, you could sew from the outside of the eye and just into the top of the alien's face so that you don't see the black on the back if you are not planning on using it as a patch. I'm just going to go in and out through the back all the way around. Okay, so I'm going to shape the point so it's a little, so make sure it's as pointy as I can get it to look. So I'm just going to make sure they're going to line up first as well. Looking good so far. I do want my point a little bit more pointier there in the middle. So just kind of like go through underneath. And you can kind of sew it into each other so it's got a bit more of a point. Just go in another time if you need to. Pull it nice and tight. You can go through the back, through the tip there then to finish it off. Fasten it off. Okay, so just going to get the other eye on there. So again, make sure, just line it up first. sew it on the exact same way. Just in through the side there to start. And then right back through to the front. Do that all the way around, and then you can also don't forget to tighten it at the bottom if you need to there. So I'm just going to jump ahead till the end since you already know what I'm going to do here. Okay, so just about ready to fasten it off here. Just pull through after you've gotten it nice and tightened up. Thanks again for watching, guys. Good job. We have an alien patch. Yay! Hey hookers, welcome back to Inspired by a Smile. My name is Christy, and today I'm going to show you how to make some cute 420 stoner art embroidery earrings with little pot leaves on them. So if you have a hook and some embroidery floss, let's get started. Alright, so I've got a 2.5 millimeter hook for this. You can definitely go up or down in hook size, and this is one finished already. I had beads, so I decided to put them on. This was actually decided afterward. I didn't plan on using them, so make them with or without. Whatever you have, just go with it. So I'm going to start with the pot leaf, and then we'll do the back after. So do a chain of 4, and then we're going to join it at the end to make a circle. They're very cozy at this size, but if you do want to use a different hook size and make them a bit smaller or even bigger, it's definitely doable. Alright, so now that it's joined at the end, I'm just actually moving my book around here so I can see it a bit better. So I'm going to do a chain. Actually, I'm going to do a chain of 3 altogether. And that's going to be your stem. So the stem, you're going to grab the chain and then do another chain. And then you're going to go in the second chain from the hook. Or stitch from the hook, sorry. On the chain, and then you're going to do a half double crochet, and then do a single crochet in the next stitch, and then do a slip stitch in the last stitch. So first one's a half double crochet, single crochet, and then a slip stitch in the last one before we move on. Awesome so far. I would like to thank everyone also for watching my videos so far. I really do appreciate it. The watch towers are getting up there. It's awesome. So that is the stem. Man, my throat is dry. Now we're going to crochet into the circle every time you do a new leaf. And you want to actually crochet over that little piece of yarn, because then you can pull it tight at the end. And then you don't have an awkward middle circle, unless you want that. But I didn't. So this one you're going to chain 5, starting right from the center. Again, that's a chain of 5 all together. And guys, make sure that you are following me everywhere. If you need me for any reason, I'm available on all platforms. So they are all linked at the top of my channel. And Facebook is another good place where all of my it's another main spot where I am. So that's a good spot to look for my links as well. Okay, so this right here, I've turned, well, first grabbed the chain and then I did another chain. I went in the second from the hook and I'm doing a slip stitch in the first one. And then after that, you want to do a single crochet in the next one, and then a half double crochet in the next stitch after that. Also, guys, I am doing a giveaway right now on my Facebook page, so if you want to go check that out, it's pinned at the top of my page, and you have until April 14th to enter. It's for a nice size, huge, cuddly penis made with blanket yarn. And again, it's pinned at the top of the page. So after that half double crochet, do a single crochet in the last stitch here. I'm just going to show you how to do the leaves up till the middle one, basically at the top, the big one. And then just to kind of explain how to do the rest after. That is the first leaf. Now you want to go in the center again over that little piece of yarn, don't forget that. And you want to do a chain of 6 for the second leaf. And you are going to start, like I said, from the center with the chain. So all together, chain of 6. And if I haven't mentioned it yet, if you would like to check out my Patreon, that's where you can tip me as an artist for $3 a month, or you can do a one-time donation on PayPal. If you want to do that, ask me for it. I don't have my PayPal linked anywhere. I probably should, but I do not yet. Okay, so now I grabbed the chain, did another chain, and I'm going in the second from the hook, and I'm going to do a slip stitch. And for this one, let's see, we are going to do a single crochet first after the slip stitch. And then we're going to do a half double crochet in the next 2 stitches. And then after those, you want to do a single crochet. So slip stitch, single crochet, half double crochet, and then a single crochet. Also, guys, if you have tutorial requests, please let me know. I'd love to hear them, and I love taking them. Some of my tutorials are so successful, and they're ones that people have requested me to make, so I really enjoy that too. So there's another little leaf. Now go into the circle again, go over that little piece of yarn there. And for the third leaf, you want to do a chain of 8. And that's starting right from the middle circle, chain of 8. I'm so excited to finally get a new tutorial out. It's been a very long time. Been so busy with other stuff. So I'm going to grab the chain and do another chain. Go in the second from the hook and do a slip stitch. I just got to fix that. I'm definitely going to try and get some more 420 related tutorials out before 420 as well, if I can. Things have been nuts around here with my kid losing teeth. Alright, so that's slip stitch, and then now it's single crochet. And then you're going to do a half double crochet in the next 4 stitches on the chain in total. So 4 half double crochet in total over the next 4 stitches. Don't forget, guys, also to go and like my video just to keep it bumped up so people can see it and watch it. It stays in the algorithm better when you do that as well, so it really helps. And I really appreciate it. Just watching, of course, helps too, but if you like to help out a little extra, I definitely don't mind. So after the 4, you're going to do a single crochet in the last stitch. So this one was slip stitch, single crochet, half double crochet in each stitch over the next 4, and then single crochet in the last. So leaf 4, you're going to start, this is the big leaf, and it's going to be a chain of 10 started from the middle circle again. And again, make sure you're crocheting over that little piece of yarn. And that's a chain of 10 for this one. After this, it's going to be repeat leaves. So halfway there now on the pot leaf. Awesome. Alright, so I'm going to grab the chain, do one more chain, and then go in the second stitch from the hook, and then do a slip stitch, and then the next one you want to do a single crochet. And then a half double crochet in the next 2 stitches. It's a big one, so we have to do some double crochet here after these 2. So we're going to do a double crochet in the next 3 stitches. Again, that's double crochet this time. This is the only leaf that we do double crochet in. So 3 stitches for the double crochet. Alright, and after those, there's 1 half double crochet. And then a single crochet in the last stitch. Okay, so for the next one, I am going to just start, I'm going to do the chain on here and just remind you of what the stitches are for the next leaf and so on and so forth. So this one is going to be chain of 8, and you're going to do after you do your chain of 8, you want to turn, in the second from the hook, go slip stitch, single crochet, and then half double crochet 4 stitches in a row, and then a single crochet. Again, that's slip stitch, single crochet, half double crochet in the next 4 stitches, and then single crochet for this row. Awesome. All right, so now you're going to do the chain of 6. starting from the middle circle again over the little piece of yarn, do a chain of 6. And again, now for this one, it's going to be a slip stitch, single crochet, a half double crochet in the next 2 stitches, and then a single crochet. Again, this one's a chain of 6 and slip stitch, single crochet, half double crochet in the next 2 stitches, and then a single crochet in the last stitch. Awesome. Okay guys, so this is the leaf with 5 stitches, and you want to do a slip stitch, a single crochet, half double crochet, and then a single crochet. So again, this is a chain of 5, starting from the middle circle over the little piece of yarn, don't forget that. And then you're going to do a slip stitch, single crochet, half double crochet, and then a single crochet in the last stitch. And this is the last leaf, and you'll have 7 leaves in total once you're done. Alright, so that is done. I'm going to go into the middle circle just to finish off here, and luckily I ran out of thread at this point because I don't have to cut anything. But if you do have to cut, leave a long enough tail so that you can sew this onto your earring after. I see I'm pulling that tight so the circle is closed. And that is one cute little sativa leaf. And yes, fun fact, it is a sativa leaf. Because it has 7 leaves on it. If you would like to make an indica one, it has more leaves. But this is the sativa leaf. So here we go. That's what they both look like, and we're on to the back piece now, guys. Awesome. Alright guys, we're on to the back piece of the earring, starting with the black. So do a chain of 4, and we're going to join it at the end to make the circle again. Again, that's a chain of 4 and join it at the end. After that, we're going to do a chain. Once I get this joined. And again, we're going to crochet over the little piece of yarn so you can pull that tight at the end. So do a chain, and then we're going to do 10 half double crochet in total into the circle. Again, that's 10 half double crochet in total into the circle, and crochet over the little piece of yarn. And I don't think I mentioned it yet. If you haven't already, please make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications on my YouTube channel so that you don't miss any new videos coming up, because there will definitely be more this month, hopefully, of like 420 related. Even if it's past the 20th, I'm probably going to do some more pot ones. I got some in mind right now. And again, my other places are great to follow as well, in case you have any questions. And you may be on a different platform than whatever one of my main ones, and so I make sure I'm available on all of them. So you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook is one of my other main ones, and I do post videos on there too now. So I'll be uploading it to YouTube first, but then on Facebook basically right after, so you can watch it on both. There you'll just see it in my videos once it's there. I usually let people know it's when it's posted. Okay, so we're going to join at the top of we're at the beginning of the row. So just going in the stitch, and I'm going to do a slip stitch, and we're going to change colors to red. So just cut enough to attach the red on, and tie it on. And while you're doing that, again, if you would like to make either a one-time donation on PayPal, you can ask me for my PayPal. It's appreciated, big or small. I don't care if it's even $1. It all adds up to me, and I really appreciate it if you can. And if you'd like to sign up on Patreon, it's $3 a month. It's a tip the artist tier, and I really do appreciate that as well. If you'd like, you can go check that out, and it's linked on YouTube and on Facebook. Actually, that one is linked, just my PayPal isn't. I should probably get that on there. And again too, if you do have tutorial requests, I would love to hear them. I really do. I love hearing your ideas. So we're going to do a chain, and now for the red you're going to do 2 half double crochet in the top of the stitches. So you're going to just go through the basically what looks like a chain at the top of the row or circle, and crochet over your little pieces of yarn so that they're hidden. So again, you're going to do 2 half double crochet in the same stitch here, and I'm just going in the top of the stitch, basically in the top of the stitch only. It's a little harder sometimes with thread, but still doable. I swear too, I have a harder time on camera than I do when I'm just sitting crocheting. I think the hook likes to act up. So 2 in the same, and then the next one is actually just 1 half double crochet. So you want to repeat that all the way around. I just got to fix mine actually. Try to make sure that it's actually in the right spot and covering this knot as well. So 2 half double crochet, like I said, in the first one, in the top of the stitches only. And then 1 half double crochet in the stitch after that, and repeat 2 1 2 until you get to the beginning of the row. And again, keep crocheting over the little pieces of yarn. You can always snip them after, but I crochet over them at least a little bit so that it's also more secure. Awesome. So just keep going to the beginning of the row. Alright guys, so now I'm going to go into the beginning of the stitch, and I'm going to do a slip stitch, and we're going to cut the thread just long enough to attach the yellow. Now I should have mentioned this already. If you actually, were to want to do different colors for the backing, you definitely could. But this is just, the Rasta colors just are great to go with the pot every time. So, but again, it would be cool even if you did the circle in a different color. You could go solid or do different stripes. Please don't hurt me if you decide to start over on your circle. Alright, so did a chain of yellow after switching. And again, make sure that you do actually do your 2 pieces, like grab them and crochet over them. I forgot with this one. I was able to sew it in and everything and hide them, but in some cases you can't do that, or it won't work out as well, but I was able to. So for this row with the yellow, you want to do 1 half double crochet in the first stitch and then the next stitch, all in the top of the stitches again. And then after that you want to do 2 half double crochet in the next stitch. So 1 1 2 1 1 2 all the way to the beginning, and again you want to go in the top of the stitches only. It's easier to kind of see with the colors where that nice chain is on the top of the row, actually. So I'm almost done showing you the example here, and then I'll shut off the camera again and continue. So again, 1 1 2 1 1 2 half double crochet all the way to the beginning of the row in the top of the stitches only. Awesome. All right, so we're done the yellow here. Just going to do a slip stitch and then cut enough just to add the green. And then we just have a row of black after this before we sew on everything and attach the earring hook and all that. Awesome. So again, I'm going to do a chain after attaching the green, and I remembered to actually crochet over these this time. So again, in the top stitch only, you want to do 1 half double crochet in the first stitch, and then 1 in the next stitch, actually for the next 3 after that. Sorry, 2 after that. So 3 in total. You want 1 1 1 before we switch to a 2 in the same stitch. I'm just making sure here that it all lines up. You want the 2 in the same stitch to be after that little cluster, so if you're like me and did this, you just have to go over a stitch. So one in the first stitch, and then again 2 more just like it. So 1 1 1 half double crochet, and then you want to do 2 half double crochet in the same stitch for the next one. And I'll show again before I turn off the camera. I'm excited to post this one. They're really quick and easy to make and so cute and fun. Well, they're going to be great to wear this month for 420, so plus I do have other stoner crochet tutorials on my channel, so if you check out the playlist, they are all there. This one will be right in there with them. So after that, like I said, you're going to continue, so 1 half double crochet in the next 3 stitches, and then you want to do 2 in the same stitch again after this third one here. And don't forget, guys, like I said, to subscribe, turn on notifications, and make sure that you don't miss any of my videos. And if you want to start watching them on Facebook as well, they are there too. Like, it'll be uploaded probably not too long after, I would say. If I can, I'll do both tonight, but it'll probably be at least tomorrow for Facebook. And again, if you would like to do a one-time donation on PayPal, it is appreciated, or sign up on Patreon, go check that out at the link. So keep going and finish up this row. All right, so we're on the last row of the back piece. So just cut enough to add the black on. And again, please make sure that if you want to go check out my giveaway right now, It's pinned at the top of my page on Facebook. So after attaching the black, do a chain, and you want to do 1/2 double crochet in the top of the stitch only. Once I can get it in there. And then do 1/2 double crochet in the next stitch. And then 2 in the same stitch. So 1 1 2 1 1 2 all the way around for this one. So just show that again here. So 1/2 double crochet in the next 2 stitches, and then 2 in the same stitch, so that you have a nice circle that doesn't curl in. Flattens out anyway once you put the pot leaf on. You don't even have to block them or whatever, or starch them. I just seriously am wearing them just as is. There's no maintenance after. So just keep going all the way around, guys. 1 1 2. All right, so you're just going to finish off in the top stitch with a slip stitch. Now just leave this tail long enough to you're going to have to sew on. If you're not putting, like if you're putting beads with your earring hook, then you'll have beads and an earring hook to put on, and if not, just the earring hook. So make sure that's long enough. We're going to be sewing that onto that after. That's the back, and this is where I'm going to put the pot leaf. So the part that's been facing you the entire time, that's the front where I decided to put them. I found that the back looked cooler to leave as the back. So this, I am going to try, just line it up as best you can to the top. If you want to make it even more wiggly, go for it. Sew it on how you like. Main part is you just want it to fit onto the circle. And I am going to surface sew it on so that you don't see anything in the back. So you're just going to flip it once you got it all lined up and everything. It's easy to just hold. You don't really need pins if you don't want to. And the thread starts near the stem, so that's where we're going to start sewing it on. So right through the side of the leaf, and then like I said, we're surface sewing, so you're just going to go into the top of the stitch only. And you're just going to go carefully along the edges. Don't go too far apart so you don't have any gaps, and pull tight when you need to. So see, we're going right through the top of the stitch here, and then right into the side of the stem. And then right through the top again. And then we're going to just keep going. I'm just going to show you a little bit more, and then I'm going to turn off the camera to finish sewing it on. Not much farther now, guys. An awesome job so far. See, it's not looking, you can't see it through the back. Same with this one. This is it finished.
So just keep going along the sides like this, all the way around through the side of the pot leaf and then into the top of the stitches until you're right at the back of the beginning again, and then I'll show you how to tuck in your thread as well so that it's not visible. So yeah, just I'm gonna make sure it's lined up as best as possible to the top, but just go with it and get your leaf sewn onto your earring. Alright, so now we're at the beginning here, so you don't want it to show, and see, look, we're not showing anything on the back. And you want to just take the needle and you can bury it between the pot leaf and the backing of the earring. And I'm going to go through again. I'm going to go through one of the side stitches so it catches something, and then I'm going to go right back through one more time. And again, I'm going between the pot leaf and the back of the earring, so none of this is showing in the back. And just pull nice and tight, not too tight, but tight enough, and then just cut, and then it'll tuck itself in. Awesome. So now we can do the ending part, and I have a smaller needle for this that will fit, so because my beads, of course, didn't want to cooperate and go on with just the thread, so I needed a needle to put those on. The fish hooks are actually pretty awesome. Usually you can just pop those on without a needle, so if you're not putting beads on, you probably don't even need one. So these are the beads that I have to put on. They're just wooden beads from the dollar store that I had. So it's pretty straightforward. I want to put this one on first because it's going to go underneath the little black one I have. And now I'm going to grab my fish hook, earring hook. Now make sure, this is important because you don't want your earring to face backwards, unless you do. But make sure it's facing this way when it's done. So I'm going to stick the needle through, pull it down to the beads or to your earring if you don't have beads on. If you don't have beads on, you can just kind of wait until I'm done this part to see how to finish it off. This will just take a second. So because you have the hook on, you can go right back through those beads and make sure, like I said, that it is facing the right way. Now I'm just going to adjust it so that the beads are a bit tighter to the earring. And I'm going to wiggle it too so that the hook isn't too close to the bead. So I just have some adjusting to do. You might have to do that. Just be careful not to rip your thread. But I am going to make sure that this is closer to the earring because I don't want the beads to be that far apart from it. So just got to pull. There we go. And then because it is tightened, I just have to wiggle that a little bit. Awesome. So now you just flip it over, and we're gonna just hide the thread in the back of the earring. So I'm going in the back of the stitches only with the needle, and I'm gonna fasten this off. So again, guys, I do appreciate everybody watching, and if you would like to follow me or on any of my platforms, go check where I am. I'm available everywhere. Again, there is a giveaway going on, and that's on my Facebook page. It's pinned at the top. What else? I guess, yeah, if you're not subscribed, please make sure that you are. I can't stress that enough, because if you have the notifications on, you're not going to miss any of my new tutorials posted. And if you, again, would like to do a donation one time on PayPal, just ask me for my PayPal. And if you'd like to check out Patreon and can spare $3 a month to tip me as an artist, then that's appreciated too. Just watching my videos helps as well, and liking them, like I said. So you can pause it or you can like the video at any time while watching it. I probably could have mentioned that as well a lot sooner, but that's okay. So I went through with that twice, as you could see. So now we're just going to carefully not cut the earring, pull tight enough, and just snip. Awesome. So now you've got some cute earrings to wear for $4.20, or to give as a gift if you know someone who would like to wear them. Awesome job, guys. They're so awesome. And they are cozy. I'm wearing them right now. Yay. Hey hookers, welcome back to Inspired by a Smile. My name is Christy, and today I'm going to show you how to make a cute little pair of barefoot sandals, or footless sandals, whatever you want to call them. So if you have, I actually used 4 hooks for this project, so if you have all the hooks that are in the directions, or at least some of them, whichever ones you want to use, let's get started. Alright, so for the leaves especially, this is why I use some of the smaller hooks that I have, guys. So I have a 3mm leaf, a 2.5, 2mm, all on the foot itself, and then the little tiny ones that are on the straps and that are only a 1mm. And here they all are. Again, that's a 3mm, 2.5, 2mm, and a 1mm. But if you want, like, I just wanted mine to be different sizes, and I just decided to use the same pattern over and over again with the different size hooks. So just go with it and make your leaves the size that you want. But we're going to start with that big one, okay? And then I'm just going to show you how to make one. I have the rest of the leaves pre-made. And we're going to make the one, like I said, with the 3mm in the video, and then you'll just have to pause the video and go make the rest. So we'll start with fixing the camera. And then we're going to do a chain of 4 and join the end with a slip stitch to make a circle. Again, chain 4, and then join it at the end with a slip stitch. While you do that, I would like to thank everyone for watching my videos so far. I really do appreciate it. And if you haven't, make sure you're subscribed, turn on notifications so that you don't miss any upcoming videos, and make sure to like and share my video if you can. I do appreciate it. So just join it with the slip stitch, and then now this first chain that we're going to make is going to be the stem. So chain 4. And then you're going to want to do a double crochet. After you turn it, actually, you want to do a chain first. I always grab it first and hold it in a certain spot, and then if you want, then after that, saying the wrong words now, go into the second chain from the hook and do a double crochet first. In the next stitch, you want to do a half double crochet. In the stitch after that, you want to do a single crochet. And then in the next one, you want to do a slip stitch. So now when we go to do the leaves, we're going to be working and starting each leaf from the center. Okay, so after that, guys, we want to just go and work into the circle. And you want to crochet over the little piece of thread that's there too, because at the end you can pull it tight, and then that little middle circle will close. But you don't want to pull it too tight while you're doing this, because we have to crochet into that circle each time you start a new leaf. So this first one, including that one, is a chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. And then grab the chain, do one more chain, and then go in the second chain from the hook and do a slip stitch. In the next stitch, actually in the next 2 stitches, you're going to do a half double crochet. And you want to crochet in the little back bumps of the chain, or at least try to. I always do. As long as your chain is loose enough, it'll be okay. Just don't overdo it and tighten it. Alright, and then this last stitch is just going to be a slip stitch. Okay, so just kind of pull it a little bit tight so the leaf is formed nicely. And then we're going to go right back into the middle circle. Again, make sure you're crocheting over the little piece of thread. And this time it's going to be a chain of 7. So starting with this one through, as soon as I get that down. So 1, and then after that just count for 7. I always just count that one initially from the middle, and then it worked out for my stitches after. So grab the chain, do another chain, and go in the second chain from the hook and do a slip stitch. And then in the next 6 stitches, or sorry, 7, that was the, yeah, no, it's not in the next 6. We're skipping ahead there. In the next 4 stitches after the slip stitch, you want to do a half double crochet. And again, go in the back bumps of the chain. While you're doing that, guys, if you would like to follow me on any of my other social media platforms, they are all linked at the top of my YouTube channel, and my other main go-to is Facebook. So if you're on there, you can follow me there, and all of my links are there as well. If you would like to, you can always do a donation if you are interested. It doesn't matter how big or small. On PayPal, I do one-time donations, and then on Patreon, I have it set up to tip me as an artist for $3 a month. That is linked at the top of my YouTube and Facebook as well. PayPal just asked me for it. I haven't linked it yet. Okay, so this last stitch after the 4 half double crochets is a single crochet. And just pull that tight. And going into the middle circle again, counting right from the middle, 9, a chain of 9. So that's your first chain, and then again it's going to be a chain of 9. And if you do actually end up following me on Facebook, guys, I do have a giveaway going for a really big, cuddly, emotional support penis. He's made out of blanket yarn. He's pinned at the top of my Facebook page. I extended the giveaway to the end of April. So if you're interested, go check it out and enter. Also, if you would like to suggest any tutorials, please let me know in the comments of my videos or anywhere that you can find me on social media. So I grabbed the chain, went from the second from the hook after adding another chain, and I'm doing another slip stitch. And now we're going to do a half double crochet in the next 6 stitches. And again, if you're not subscribed to my channel and have notifications on, guys, make sure that they are on. You never know when I'm going to post a new video, and if you have the notifications on, YouTube will not let you know when it's posted. And if you can like the video as well, it helps boost it and keep it in the algorithm for other people to watch. And of course, if you would like to watch any of my other 420 stoner crochet related tutorials, they are all in the playlist with these. Alright, so that should be 6 half double crochet. The last stitch is a single crochet. Awesome. I'm excited to get these on here because I've actually been wanting to post these and make them and post them since last summer, and I didn't get a chance, so I made sure to do it this year and on time with 420 and now before summer, because I mean 420 is all year to me, so you guys can wear them in the summertime too at the beach. They'll be really cute. So starting from this one chain, you want to do 11. So 1 and then 11 from the middle. So grab the chain, make another one, and then go in the second from the hook and do a slip stitch. So now you're going to do 1 half double crochet in the next 2 stitches. And now this is the only leaf where we're going to do some double crochet. So in the next 5 stitches, you want to do a double crochet. Alright, so now you're going to do a half double crochet in this stitch, and then a single crochet in the last stitch, and then we're on to the duplicate leaves on the other side. So I'm just going to actually show you how to do, I'll start the chains for them and then just talk you through each one because we've already done each one already. So this next one is going to be the chain of 9. After tightening it up a bit, I even tightened it a little with my little piece of thread. Just don't pull too tight if you decide to do that. So this one going down now, starting from that first one, 9 half double crochet, or sorry, 9 chain of 9. Oh my goodness. And then for this one, when you're done, you want to do a, after grabbing it, chain and then turn, you want to go in the second from the hook and you're going to do a slip stitch, 6 half double crochet in a row and a single crochet. So skip a stitch after the from the hook, 1 slip stitch and then 6 and then single crochet. Alright, so now we're on to the next leaf, guys. Starting from the circle, you want to do a chain of 7, and that one is going to be a slip stitch, a 4 half double crochet in a row, and then a single crochet, and that's after doing a chain and turning after grabbing your chain. It's a lot of chain. So chain 7, the stitches are slip stitch, 4 half double crochet in a row, and then single crochet in the last stitch. Alright guys, so now we're on to the next one, and it'll be oh my goodness, I need to go for a nap or something. Chain 5 from the center. That took me a second. I either need a nap or food. So chain 5 from the center, and you're gonna, after grabbing the chain and doing another one, from the second chain from the hook, you want to do a slip stitch, 2 half double crochet in a row, and then a slip stitch. Again, that's a slip stitch, 2 half double crochet in a row, and then a slip stitch in the last stitch for this one, and it's the last leaf. Okay, so now after doing that last little leaf, you can go into the circle again, do a slip stitch, and now I'm going to tighten that up nicely. You can pull that as well, and just leave a long enough tail to sew the leaves onto the sandal after. And again, this is the one with the 3mm. You want 2 of these ones so that they go on the foot, and then you want 2 each of the 2.5mm and 2 each of the 2mm, and then all of them on the straps, and then 2 of them that kind of go onto the foot are 1mm, and those ones I made 6 of. You can also make more or less leaves if you want to. That is how I did it though. So the ones on the feet again are 2 3mm, 2 2.5mm, and 2 2mm. And then the other 6 are 1mm, the tiny ones. Awesome. And this is them here. This is the bigger one. And I went bigger to smaller on the foot. And then, like I said, the baby ones are up there. Those are the 1mm. So I'm just gonna get these and place these together now. And we're gonna move on to the foot of the sandal. So you can move on to this part after you've done all those lovely leaves. Now I have this really thin, I don't even honestly know how thin this thread is, but I bought this at the dollar store and I love it for certain things because, I don't know, it's thinner than the floss that I have anyway. And I got a big ball of it, so I've used it so far for a do-rag type hat and now for these. So don't worry though if you don't have, I'm also using the 3mm by the way for the sandal itself. And if you don't have this thin of thread, just use your floss or whatever you've got. As long as it's not too thick, you're fine. So now you're going to do a chain of 8. And this is going to be like a little open circle on your foot. So just don't tighten anything when you're done. So we're going to do a chain of 8 and join it at the end with a slip stitch. And now you can crochet over the little piece of thread if you want. Just like I said, don't pull tight because you want this circle to be open. So do a chain and then you're going to do 12 half double crochet right into the circle. Not into the chain at all. You want to crochet into the circle just like you would a regular magic circle. We just aren't closing it up. So again, you want to do 12 half double crochet in total for this part. And if you haven't yet, guys, do make sure you hit that like button on the video. And if you haven't, make sure that you do hit that nice shiny red button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and follow me wherever you need to, because you never know. You may also have a question or you may just want to talk to me. You never know. I'm available on all platforms for that reason. I also like it. Some people send me pictures of their finished projects or just tell me that they finished a tutorial, and you just don't know how much that means to me to see it, and or like the pictures or just reading that. It's really touching. I love it. I can't even explain in words really how it makes me feel, but it's a great feeling as an artist, especially to see that someone has made my work. Of course, there's the odd person that just flat out won't try, and I hate when that happens. So I do encourage everybody, if you do get stuck, don't just tell me that you can't do it and then not even ask me for help. Just ask for help. There is no stupid questions when it comes to this. That's what I'm here for. And again, I'm available on all platforms for that reason. You don't have to ask me publicly. And I love taking tutorial requests. I know I already said that, but I do. Some of my most popular tutorials are actually been requested on my channel by you guys, so I appreciate that as well. So now that we're done at 12, I went into the beginning stitch and did a slip stitch, and now I'm going to do a chain, and now I'm going to do 3 double crochet in the top of the stitch. So go underneath those first, there's like looks like a chain at the top of your row basically. You want to go in the top stitches, or top stitch only, and you're going to do 3 double crochet in the same stitch. Okay, and then after I gotta just pull that a little, I'm gonna do a chain, and then we're gonna actually skip a stitch. So just do a chain here. And then go over a stitch, and then we're gonna do another cluster of 3 double crochet. You want to do this all the way to the beginning. I'm going to do one more just to show you, and then I'm going to skip ahead to the end of this row where I'll show you actually how to finish the row as well, in case it's confusing. So that cluster's done. Again, chain, and then you're going to skip a stitch. And then in the top chain, in the top of the stitches only, of course, we're doing 3 double crochet in the same stitch again. After I fix this. So just keep going like this, and you want to do all these clusters and chains and skipping all the way to the end of the row. So 3 double crochet, chain, skip, repeat that to the end of this row. If we can get this one done, it would be awesome. And again, guys, if you would like to, I do appreciate it if you can donate as a one-time donation on PayPal. I can give you the link, or check out my Patreon and sign up. It's $3 a month to tip me as an artist. And here we go. Just keep going to the end of the row. Okay, so we're at the end of the row here. And as you can see, this is the last cluster before you get to the other one. So you have to skip over that one. And this is after doing a chain, of course. Just go right over into the top of the stitch like that. And then there's a nice space in between as well. So now you're going to do a chain, and then we're just actually going to go in the top of the stitch again, and you just want to do a half double crochet in each stitch around until the beginning of the row. So 1 half double crochet in each of the top stitches all the way around for this row. Just be careful and go through. Some of them are a bit tedious, those smaller ones where the chains are. You can do it. So 1 half double crochet each stitch all the way around to the beginning. Okay, so we're at the beginning of the row, or end, whatever. And I'm going to go into the beginning stitch and do a slip stitch. Now we're going to do a chain. And then in the first one, you want to do 2 half double crochet in the same stitch, and then the next one you're going to do, and it's in the top stitch only again. The next one you want to do 1 half double crochet. So for this one it's 2 1 2 all the way around to the beginning, and in the top stitches only. And again, don't forget to like, subscribe, follow me, do your thing, guys. It's all appreciated. And all my links are on the top of my YouTube channel and on Facebook. So 2 1 2 all the way around. Alright, so now we're at the beginning of this one, so we're going to go into the beginning stitch with a slip stitch. And we're going to do 1 in the top after doing a chain. You want to go in the top of the stitch only, and you're going to do 1 half double crochet. So I'm just making sure I'm over the right cluster there and going in the right hole. So 1 half double crochet in the top stitch only. You're going to do one in the next 2 stitches and then 2 in the same stitch. So 1 1 2 1 1 2 all the way around to the beginning in the top stitch only, and again half double crochet. And then after this we have an interesting row to do before we get onto the toe part and the sides and everything. Awesome. So 1 1 2 half double crochet in the top stitch all the way around, guys. Okay, so I'm at the beginning again here. Now go in the beginning of the stitch, or beginning stitch, do a slip stitch, and then do a chain, and then in the top of the stitch only again, you want to do a double crochet. And now instead of doing 1 chain, you want to do 2. And then we're going to skip a stitch and do a double crochet. And then again, you got to chain 2. It gives it more room in between the gaps because there's not a cluster of 3. And then skip a stitch and do another double crochet. And again, we're going to repeat this, guys, to the end of the row. Just want to make sure you see it a little bit. So chain 2. And then skip a stitch and do another double crochet. Awesome. Just keep going. Alright, so we're at the end here, and as you can see there we have a gap as well so that you're not going too close to the beginning here. So you're ending off with your chain 2, go right over to the beginning stitch and do a slip stitch. Now you're going to be making your toe part from here. So right now, as long as your toe, you should be good to make it the same length as mine actually. So this is a chain of 20. If you feel like you need it bigger, you can always check when you're done this before you continue. But I just needed a chain of 20 with this. And again, guys, thank you all for watching. I really do appreciate it more than you know. And if you do want to, make sure to go enter my giveaway on Facebook for my big ass, huge, cuddly, emotional support penis. Alright, so after that chain of 20, you're going to go right beside the beginning of where, to the beginning of the chain, basically, just over a stitch. And you want to wiggle your way through and just do a slip stitch to join that. And of course it gave me a bit of a hard time today, but you'll see how I'm gonna do this from here. But this part, it kind of got, you know, it almost made me do it made me curse a little bit, I'll admit. So I want to go around the toe part with a row of single crochet. So you can do a chain here first. So just hold on to it, and you want to go in the beginning of the chain on the other side there. I know it's a bit weird, but I started on that side. Like I said, this one gave me problems for some reason. It's always when I'm recording. It's like it knows. But as soon as I get going here, we're going to be doing single crochet all the way around this toe, and I'm going to show you how to start that. And then we continue that on to the beginning, all the way around that circle, actually. So just bear with me here. I promise I actually do get it. It's just being stubborn. It's funny too because I can work with this stuff in barely any light and have no issue, but as soon as I turn on the camera, it's like, no, fuck you. Yeah, I got it. Okay, so now I promise this is actually going to go a lot smoother after I screw up here, though. I actually just for some reason thought I needed to do a half double crochet. Please don't do that. It was the least of my worries after that. But either way, we're going to do a single crochet now all the way around the edge of the toe and also around the whole piece. And you want to do this until you get back to the beginning of the row. I decided to do this too since the thread is a little smaller, but it actually, I tried on my first one after doing it and it looks, I like it. I like the look of it because it has a little bit of a you know, it has more to it. It gives it a nice look. So again, we're going to go all the way around this toe and then we're going to end up on the side of on the edge of the foot of the sandal, and you're going to go all the way around the circle like this. Of course, there's like one little piece of the chain that has to be like really small here. So again, guys, you're going to do the rest of the toe, follow it from there, and keep going all the way around the edge with single crochet. All right, so I'm at the beginning here. So I'll just show you where to, it's very nice looking. I'm just going to show you where to go in. You can slip stitch right into this hole. And now you're going to just be sewing this underneath. So just leave a long enough tail so that you can weave in the end. And you don't want it to come apart. So make sure it's just long enough so that it's going to be nice and durable after. But at least these are being worn on top. It shouldn't be too bad as long as you sew it in properly. But we'll do that after. Alright, so I'll get you started here with the straps actually first before we continue sewing other stuff on. I already made the straps because they're all a chain of 110. So I'll just show you how I did them here. Really short one. I'm not doing a chain of 110 here. So just, I'm going to do a chain of 5 actually right here just to show you what I did. But you'll have to do a chain of 110 and you need to make 4 straps for your sandals. So grab the chain, do another chain, go on the second from the hook, and you're going to do a half double crochet along the bumps of the chain. And like I said, I did chains of 110. That was to get them the length that I have them. If you do want them longer, go for it. But the length I have is perfect. If you don't want them overly long, wrapping around your leg. But if you do want that look and them a lot longer, you'll also maybe want more pot leaves. So there's that too. So just think of that first. You may want to end up making them longer as well, which is cool. And you may also want to add some more leaves to them. They would look really pretty like that as well. And again, guys, if you don't have all these hooks to do them in all those different sizes, it's also gonna work out. I'm just decided to do it like that. Do as many as you can. Do them all if you can. If you want to actually use all the same hooks, mine I got off of Amazon, and the one set that I got, it didn't come with my 3mm though. It only goes up to like 2.75 or something, so, but it does have all the smaller hooks and they're ergonomic, so they're nice and easy to use. So now I'm just going to show you here. See, I have all the leaves on that side, and you need to put them on the opposite side. So I'm going to leave these like this for a second, and we'll lay these out, and I'm going to show you how to sew on one leaf because they're all sewn on the same. They're just placed differently, and you don't even have to put these on the same as I am either. Go with it if you don't want to do it exactly the same, but if you do, this is how I put mine on. And I went from the smallest one is on my toe, and that is the 2mm, and then I went up to 2.5 for the middle one, and 3mm is the bigger one at the top. And if you want them placed like this, I would definitely lay them in front of you like that too. Make sure you have your leaves on the right feet and on the right sides. So I'll put those aside. I'll just show you how to put this one on, and then like I said, the rest will just go on. They're really easy. That little piece you can tighten beforehand and then trim it if you want. So again, this is my 2mm flower, and I went up in size from there. So 2.5, 3mm up the side of the sandal, and all the baby ones are the 1mm that are on the straps and at the top. So I wanted this one near the toe and covering it a bit. Now I don't even have the edges all sewn down fully. You can leave them as loose or tighten them down as you want. So I'm going to surface sew these on. You won't be able to see the stitches then of the green on the back of the sandal. If you don't care, you can just go straight in and out through the sandal, but I'm going to show you how I surface sew, and I do this for basically all of my stuff. Awesome. So you're just going to go into the top of the stitches for the black, and then you can go right into the green. But you don't want to go right into the black. You want to just go right into the top of the stitches. You're just going to catch them with the needle. But make sure that you do get through the stitch. And pull as needed, especially if you need it to be tight in an area. And you're just going to keep going, guys, just like this. All the way along the edges, and I'll show you after as well how to tuck in your needle underneath the pot leaf. And like make sure your leaves are laying however you want them. They don't have to be perfectly straight either, because it looks better if it flows naturally as well. So just go all the way around with the needle. Alright, so we're at the end of that part. And at the beginning of the leaf, so you can turn, I'm just going to turn it over to show you. I am going right in between the pot leaf and the sandal with the needle. And I'm going to tuck it in like this. And I'm going to do that a couple times here, just to make sure that it's tucked in and everything too. And it's not seen behind, as you can see. Awesome, so that is the 2mm flower, guys. I'm going to do the 2.5 next, and then the 3mm just above it. And like I said, I'm going to turn off the camera for those parts, but this is what it will look like when I'm done, so that it matches the other side, kind of. They're still not probably on exactly the same, but almost the same. They're in the same spots, and same sizes in the same spots. So go like that and sew those ones on for now. Alright, so now we're ready to, I'm going to sew on the straps. I already sewed one on actually. I just got my needle where I basically want the other one on this foot. So I'm just placing it here, and I'm going to make sure that it is lined up. I kind of lined it up with the other one first as well. Just if you need to line up your straps for the second one, especially, I just actually put one foot on top of the other and lined up the middle circle with everything in the toe. Just so you know. So I'm just going in and out through the front right now of the stitches. And then after I do a few stitches on the front, I'm going to flip it over and do some before fastening it off. So make sure that you guys can actually see. I know it's black thread, but should be able to see here. So you can flip it over and then go like that. And then just sew into the back of the piece and make sure there's a few stitches there and everything will be nice and secure. Alright, so now we're going to put this needle right through here. We're in the back of the piece and we're just fastening off the strap. So we're going to snip that, but we are going to also have to tighten, or not tighten, but sew in the little piece as well. That little end piece here. So I'm going to just take that and fasten it off into the back as well. Now it's a little short, but it's doable. So when I have shorter ones like that, I just actually put the needle in first. And I'm just going in the back of the piece only. So we're going to tuck that in. Decided to escape me. Almost got it tucked in. And again, guys, if you haven't yet, make sure that you do turn on notifications and hit that subscribe button, like the video, follow me on all of my platforms if you'd like, or whatever ones that you're on. And if you would like to enter my giveaway, it's not over till the end of this month. And if you do have any questions at all or tutorial requests, like I said, you can get me on here or on Facebook or wherever I am. Alright, so now I'm just going to snip that. It's all nice and tucked in. So now we're just going to sew this in quickly too. You just want to fasten that off in the back. So again, I'm just going in the back of the stitches and weaving it. And we'll do that one more time, especially since we just do not want these coming apart. Alright, so that part is done. I'm going to show you where I placed these little leaves as well. Now, definitely place them wherever you'd like. But if you want them placed in the same spots or roughly the same spots, I'll show you that right now. So I'm grabbing my 3 little leaves. These are the 1 millimeter. So I'm just going to basically show you where to place them since you already know how to sew them on. It's the same way. It's a little bit more, it's not really actually more difficult on the straps. It's just a smaller spot and you're sewing a little less actually but you want to just make sure you sew through the parts that you want on the strap. That's all. So this one is going to go right there. And then I've got 2 more here. I may eventually add more to my straps after, but I figured this was enough for now. So I put these just like this. I have the one is touching the strap and the base of the sandal. This one is about probably maybe an inch or so up from the other one, we'll say. And then this other one here is on the other strap completely, and it's up a bit higher. I actually, if you have to place your leaves on your straps, actually, it's a good idea. You can put the straps, like wrap them around your leg and see where you actually want the leaves on the straps. Oh, my husband just got back with my daughter, and she's apparently not liking that she had to come in the house, and I think she's looking for me. Oy, the joys of having a ADHD child that just doesn't want to listen to you half the time. Okay guys, so I am going to just show you where I'm placing this one here. And then I'm going to sew these off camera because it takes a second. They're going to be sewn on the exact same way that the other three were. This one is going to go right here, and you can place them obviously wherever you want, but I wanted it to kind of drape off onto the strap a little bit and move, kind of blend in with the ones on the foot as well, I guess. So just keep going with those and I'll be right back. Okay, we've got some finished footless sandals. Look at these leaves. They're so pretty. I'm excited to get these made. And also guys, I do recommend I wear them on the middle toe because of how they fit. I'll make sure that there's pictures and everything. But yeah, I do recommend wearing these on your middle toe. Awesome job guys. Yay, we're done.
Hello hookers, and welcome back to Inspired by a Smile. My name is Christy, and today I'm going to show you how to make one of my newest smoking buddies, Sparky the lighter. So if you have a 4mm hook and some yarn, let's get started. So I have my hook here. I'm going to start with the body. And I chose to use purple sparkly yarn for the base. So you want to start with a chain 11. While you're doing that, I'd like to thank everybody so far for subscribing and watching my videos. I do appreciate every one of you. And if you haven't already, make sure you do subscribe so you don't make sure you don't miss any upcoming videos. Make sure notifications are on too. There's some on the phones and computers, whichever device you're using. Now we're going to join the end here. I'd also like to thank my patrons. If you haven't signed up to my Patreon or looked at my Patreon, it's only $3 a month to tip the artist, and you get a free keychain for signing up. It just helps me do what I do. So after joining, do a chain, and then go in the first stitch on the chain, and you're going to do a half double crochet. And you want to do one in each stitch. Do that all the way around. I'm just going to show you how to start this because it's all continuous rows. And if you would like to check out my Patreon, the link is on my channel. I never think to mention that part. All my social links are on my channel. So just carefully go along the chain and do a half double crochet until you get to the beginning of the row. Now I'm going to just put a stitch marker. I'm going to go in the beginning of the stitch here. The top of the beginning of the stitch, sorry. And then I'm going to go into the next stitch. And I want to do you're going to do a half double crochet in each stitch around, just like you did the first row. And in total, you're going to need 9 rows, including the first row. And you're just going to go around like that. You can move the stitch marker if you need to. If not, just leave it at the beginning so you know where the beginning is. I'm able to check visually, but if you can't, just keep moving your stitch marker. So like I said, I'm just going to do a little bit here so you see, but it's just the same thing all the way down. If you want to make the lighter any bigger, you can always increase the beginning chain. You can also add rows to make it longer. This is all you have to do. And then, like I said, 9 rows total of that. See? Oh, just 1 second. And that's also one of the eyes done. Alright, so this is the eyeball. I'll show you how to make one here. So I'm just going to chain 3 and then join at the end to make the circle. And then you want to do 6 single crochet into the circle. And crochet over the little piece of yarn so that you can pull it tight when you're done. we go, just pulling it tight and I'm getting into that top of the stitch so I can fasten off here. There we go. So you can just pull the yarn through, leave a long enough tail so you can sew the eye on after. So now I have my black here. I'm gonna cut just a long enough piece to sew the pupil on. So you just want to tie a knot at the back. Make it big enough so that it doesn't go through your eyeball. So I usually make one about, usually tie it about probably 2 or 3 times, depending on yarn size and what I'm sewing through, of course. So I'm just going to go through the back of the eyeball on the side, and then go over a couple stitches, and you're going to go right through the side to the back again. Just don't get your hook stuck like I did. And then I hold the knot in place in the middle so I can sew over. It hides it better. And then you're just going to repeat going through that. You want to do that 6 times in total. Alright, so just flip it over and you can put the needle right through like that, through the back. I'm just going to snip that and the little bit of white there. And now for the red vein that's going through, I just grabbed my red and ripped it in half so that it's a bit thinner. You could also use embroidery thread, but I just use yarn. I have the wrong piece there. So again, I'm gonna do a knot. Make sure it's nice and big so it doesn't go through. So I'm just going to go into the side just above the pupil here. And then back right through the